Hi there, my name is Amy Schultz and I'm a speech-language pathologist, or an SLP for short. And as an SLP, I help children who are having trouble communicating. I do that in a lot of different ways. One of the things that I work on with children is social skills or social communication. And one of the basics for that is being able to identify emotions based off facial expression, being able to inference the cause for those emotions based off of the social situations and social cues, and then determining steps that will help in that situation, either for the person who's having those emotions or for others. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use this app called Toca Life World to target those social skills. So let's switch over to my iPad view so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, when you first open Toca Life World, you'll come to this part, which is kind of the main part of the version of the world that is free. And you can use any of these locations that are bouncing. That means that you can click on them. You can use any of them for social skills, but I'm going to choose the one with the food carts, which is the one with the little cat on top of the roof. And I'll just touch it and it'll go into the loading screen. And once it opens up, you'll see that there are all sorts of food carts here, all sorts of people. There's a lot of situations we can come up with that'll help to build social skills. Now the button we're going to want to pay attention to is the one here on the bottom left with the yellow, and it looks like a face. Once you touch that, it'll open all these emoji looking faces, and you can even swipe to the right and there are more. If you touch a face, pull it out and drag it over the characters' faces, their expression changes. And then you can use this one on the right here to undo what you just did. Now, when I'm using this for social skills, I like to use each of the zones of regulation. I like to use at least one from the green zone, at least one from the blue zone, at least one from the red zone, and at least one from the yellow zone. Now, if I was using this scene with a patient, I would first move these kiddos out of line, and then I would say, this little girl is so excited to get a cupcake, and she gets in line to get a cupcake, and when she's not looking, oh my goodness. And then I'd pull her up so they could see her, and I'd ask, how is she feeling? If they don't know, I can say, well, is she feeling happy? And if that doesn't help, I can say, well, is she feeling mad or is she feeling sad? And then we move on to what made her feel angry. And then we move on to what could help, which is very different than what would make her feel better, because sometimes things that make us feel better don't really help. So in this example, a thing that would help is if she went over to this boy and she told him, hey, you cut in line. And then, oh, look, how is he feeling? He is feeling surprised. What made him feel surprised? Well, he probably didn't notice that she was there. So what could he do to help? Well, he could probably say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you. And she could say, that's okay. And then get in the line, and then look, oh, how is he feeling? Embarrassed. Why is he feeling embarrassed? Because he didn't see her and he cut in line and he didn't mean to. But he can take some deep breaths, and that might help. Now this boy at the beginning of the line, he tells her, hi, I'd like a drink. She says, okay. She gives him a drink, and he goes over, he takes a sip, but uh-oh, he thought it was hot cocoa, but it was coffee. How is he feeling? Sick. What made him feel sick? Well, he had some coffee, and he wasn't expecting it to be coffee. Well, what could make him feel better? Well, he could go look around and see if he could find something else to drink. Here we go. Let's get him something else to drink, and let's see. Yep. That helped him feel better. Meanwhile, back at the dessert cart, the girl gets at the front line. She says, I would like a cupcake. The lady says, here you go. And let's see, now she is feeling so in love with her new cupcake. And what could she do to help keep feeling better? Well, she could take some photos. That would help her really enjoy that cupcake and remember it later. And now the boy, he comes to the front of the line and he says, I would like a chocolate donut, please. And he gets that. And let's see, how is he feeling now? Oh, he feels hungry. What made him feel hungry? Well, the chocolate donut. What could he do to help himself feel better? He could eat that chocolate donut. Meanwhile, over here, this is a character I like to use for the blue zone. This here is actually a hat. You see, I can't actually make him eat it. He won't eat it because it's a hat, which is very silly. But so I like to put it on the ground and have him here. And then I ask, oops, there we go. How is he feeling? Sad. What made him feel sad? Well, he dropped his ice cream. Well, what can he do to help him feel better? Well, he can go and get something else to replace it. Let's see here. How about he comes over here and he says, I would like a cupcake, please. And he gets his cupcake and oh,
Now he is feeling better. Well, actually, now how is he feeling? He's feeling hungry because he got to have his new cupcake. All right, well, that gives you some ideas. Let's go ahead and switch back over to the main part of the world. And what we're going to do next is we're going to do the same stuff with social skills, but we're going to do it in one of the areas that we can actually make. I'm going to use the office that I created during my first tutorial for that. But before we go into the office, first we're going to need to go into the supermarket here. So what I'm going to do for this next part is that I'm going to take this guy right here, and I'm going to say it's Tom. I'm going to say it's Tom's birthday. So we're going to grab him a birthday present. And if you bring any items over to this part here and drop them, they get wrapped. And if you tap it again, they get unwrapped. So we need to wrap his present up for him. I touched that bottom right button so that these popped up. I gave it to myself, and then I'm going to touch that orange button on top left with the door so that we can transport it to the office. Once I get here, I'll swipe to the left, touch on the office. It'll zoom in and load. And here's the room I made for my first tutorial, and I'll go over all those other buttons that I used very quickly there. Here's where I've started gathering things for my next tutorial. And here is me with my present. Here's Tom, and I'm gonna bring this little boy in here. Let's say his name is Timmy. And so I'm gonna put me and Tom and Timmy over kind of off of the screen. Well, okay, I guess I need me. So Tom and Timmy off screen, here's me. I'm gonna touch that little button with this chair to bring up the menu with all the different furniture. Here's a fridge we can use. I'm gonna touch the button on top to switch its sides. Close that, open it up, to open it back up again, and I'm gonna bring out, let's see, we need these little candy pieces here and sugar. Now we have everything that we need for this birthday party. We have our present over here, and if I put the sugar and the candy in my hand, it'll make a cake, and let's put that cake in the fridge. And now I'm gonna leave, and then here comes Timmy. He opens the fridge, and oh look, how is Timmy feeling? Hungry. What made him hungry? Ooh, that cake. Well, it's not going to help. But what he's going to do is he's going to eat that cake. All right, and then I come along and I see that that cake is missing, and I'm feeling mad now because that cake is missing. And I tell him, Timmy, I needed that cake. I know Timmy feels sad because I yelled at him, but I have a great solution that will help us both feel better. Let's have Timmy help us make another cake. So let's see there. Oops, I made him eat it. That's okay. That happens sometimes. That's okay. We can just go get another one. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't cost anything. So we'll give him the sugar and we'll give him the little candy bits. There we go. Now we feel better. And just in time too, because here is Tom. And how is he feeling? He's so in love with his cake. And he is so excited about it. And so he is going to eat his cake. And then I'm going to bring out his gift. And he's so excited about his gift, and then he opens it up, and now he's feeling terrified. And I'm feeling worried because I got him a bad gift. But what can I do to help feel better? I can take it back and get him something else. Now, as you're making these scenes, you can actually take screenshots so that instead of having to manage the characters and the emotions and the social situations and the questions as you're going along, you can just use the screenshots to scroll through like this as you're talking to kids. And I found that to be helpful when I first started because it was a little hard to do all of the things at once, to both do the speech therapy and use the treatment techniques while also managing the game. But hopefully this gave you some ideas of different ways that you can use this free app to target social skills and make your own social scenes. Thank you for watching.